Ladies and gentlemen, we're only minutes away from our co-main event.
Yo.
38 wins. I mean, others.
For me?
Yeah, there is, yeah. It's that Wales title, yeah. Where's the belt?
Yeah. Sights and sounds gearing up as we take you to our ring announcer for the main event.
That fantastic bout
for the New South Wales heavyweight title.
Main event.
Let's go to Matt Reingart.
Please welcome in the red corner, Peter the Chief Graham.
So a man that knows all about the main event is Carly Meehan as Pete Graham comes to the ring. I am unsighted in regards to Poulivaati, the New South Wales heavyweight champion, but I do know that Pete Graham is all about making the heavyweight division his own and getting a couple of big name fights. He's been calling out Sonny Bill Williams, he's calling out any heavyweight in Australia.
You gotta love Peter Graham. You gotta love Peter Graham. He comes to fight. He's had over 100 fights, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, MMA. Altogether, he's had 100. I think this is his 101 fights for Peter Graham.
The Southern Cross inked across
his opponent,
a chiseled back
in the blue corner,
at 36 years of age.
He's always fit. He's always in great shape. He's always in great shape. No doubt George come to fight too.
So George, gorgeous George to his friends.
I think we're in for a big fight here, Mark. I think we're in for a really, really entertaining fight.
In fact, it was Poulivaati that got the victory over Pat Kennedy, so he can obviously fight. And
he's a good puncher.
At first glance, the Alex Leopold comes to mind, and I'm totally unsighted with this young man, so very much in your hands.
I'm telling you, George comes with the big left hooks, the overhand rights. He'll make this fight entertaining, and no doubt Peter Graham, you know, he's more of a kickboxer than a boxer, obviously, and he's got those kickboxing tendencies. They stand straight up, very tall. This makes for a good fight.
Event of the evening.
Back to Matt Reingart.
It is for the New South Wales Heavyweight Championship. In the red corner, Peter the Chief Graham. Peter is a 6-time world kickboxing champion who has fought all over the world. He is a black belt in karate and is a top MMA fighter. now trying for the Australian heavyweight boxing title, but first has to overcome gorgeous George Poulivaati. George is the current New South Wales heavyweight boxing champion. He won the title at this club when he knocked out champion Brett Smith. This bout promises to be all action before becoming a world champ in kickboxing. Peter's love was boxing. Now he's got to overcome George Poulivaati. Gorgeous George likes to brawl. The Chief likes to kick ass. Hold on to your seats. The action's about to start.
So fighters just enter ring. Let's get down to business.
Stop or break, stop fighting, stand back.
Poulivaati of Tongan descent.
All time, good luck, come out ready to fight.
Both fighters are
This
about the
New South
same
Wales
age.
title is 8 3-minute rounds.
Without a bio in front of me, I haven't got Poulivaati's age. We'll get a timepiece, I'm pretty sure, via the great people at epicenter.tv. And here we go, round one action.
Obviously, Poulivaati's trying to work his way inside. He's trying to keep him out with the jab. I'd be surprised if you see Poulivaati trying to get over with a big left hook. I don't know if the fighters look warm to me, Mark. They look like they've warmed up or...
Yeah, and hence the where the expression caught cold.
Exactly. It's a dangerous game if you go in there not warmed up. Should have a little light sweat happening.
Nice jab from Graham early in the first round, set for 8 for the New South Wales title. Short right hand from Pete Graham. He's all business. He's looking like a technician at the moment against Poulivaati in round one.
I can pick what's going to happen. George is going to hit Peter with some good shots, and Peter's going to be right there. He's not going to go nowhere. He'll be there all night long, Peter Graham.
Round one action.
Bit of a feeling out round here, Mark.
There's a right bowler already in round one from Poulivaati.
To me, another even matchup. Most of the fights tonight, they've been even matchups. This one's no exception.
Nice left hook. A lead left hook from Graham.
I mean, it's obvious. Poulivaati's always going to go over the top.
Not afraid at all, and you pick this. This could well be a very good fight.
I believe so. I believe we're in for a good fight.
You can...
You know, when you get two fighters with will, evenly matched, makes for a good fight.
Poulivaati, again, that word power is the first word that comes to mind. Pete. Oh, and it has got disaster written on the right hand.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Mark, the Samoan and Tongan fighters, even the Fijian fighters, they're masters at that. I call it the disguise. They come in slow, they do the little hooks around the body, bang, they come over the top. They're masters. I used to see it in school every day growing up in Auckland. There's always fights at lunchtime, the whole school will gather around and watch them. There's always one of those come flying.
What's the sleeping right
They
hand?
were the best school days.
Oh my goodness. So Pete Graham really has to keep the left hand high because he has what Carly calls the sleeping giant laying in the right hand. There it is there. Didn't have much on it. I wonder the conditioning of Poulivaati would be my only question mark, but it looks like he might have done some work in the gym.
He might have done some, but I'll put money that he's not as fit as Peter Graham. And another thing, I think Peter is going to take some of those shots, but I think Peter's going to wear them because of his condition and his toughness. That's why I think this is such an interesting fight.
This is an interesting fight. Jackson Lewis with us at ringside as well. You are not wrong. Alex Tui is in the corner. He knows it's a serious fight. Poulivaati threw 3 overhand rights, and I don't care who you are. If they land, you are in a world of trouble.
You might even forget your birthday. The thing is, this is an eight round fight. You know, so I wonder. To me, Poulivaati looks like the more of the skillful in boxing terms. You know, he's got his eye, he's got that boxer's eye, he can find the punches, he can sneak them in there. But Peter won't be going anywhere all night. On the 6th round, Peter will be as fast and as strong as he is in the 1st round, because that's just Peter Graham.
Carly Meehan, 43 professional fights, 38 wins, 31 by way of sleeping pill. Knows all about power.
Thank you, man.
Wherever you're watching us around the world on epicenter.tv and perhaps the Green Machine sitting up there in Perth. It's a good evening to the Green family, to Nina, Mr. and Mrs. Green, Chloe and Archie. Epicenter.tv.
I say it's a privilege to be here learning a bit of commentary with a man like yourself, Mr. Mark Warren. Commentator extraordinaire.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Mr. Meehan.
Exactly.
Let's get back to business, and he does, doesn't he? He doubles up on that jab nicely, and although he doesn't look like a sculpture, he looks to be ring fit, Poulivaati, or perhaps I've spoken too early.
I can see him maybe getting tired around 5 or 6, but you know, from what I heard, he's done a lot of sparring. He goes around different gyms and he spars different fighters, so you know, if you get used to that sparring, you can find, if you know your way around the ring, like you said, sometimes the look is deceiving. And hey, they are heavy hands. He's a heavy man.
They're serious hands.
Peter Graham's got the will and the strength and the fitness, and you know, he will just keep coming. But Poulivaati's got those dangerous shots, those power shots.
I'd like to see Peter just get on the bike a little and try and work with the pace and build up some points off the left hand. There's no doubt that he can beat him to the punch, but at the moment he's being a little dominated. I've got to tell you, Poulivaati may have snuck the first and is well on the way.
The second.
And Pete Graham would want us to tell it the way it is.
Exactly. He's a warrior, Mr. Peter Graham is. Well, you're right, Poulivaati, he knows how to find the target, you know what I mean? And he can sneak his way in, then bang.
Gorgeous George. As Peter scores with 3 scoring punches, I thought. Did they have much on them? Not in terms of the power out of Gorgeous George, but nice scoring punches all the same.
You know, to me, Michael, looking at this in an unbiased way, because I know both men.
Yep.
George looks like the better fighter, the better technician in boxing. But Peter can win this with his endurance and his fitness and his strength.
There's the call from Carly. So if it's, but now he's eating the left hand, and he's got to be careful, because if this man gets to unload the right hand, it's going to spell trouble.
They both were wobbled there.
I think you're right. And was it? And again, Mark Warren may have spoken too early. Is Poulivaati going to feel the pressure, the Polynesian pressure, after round 3 and 4?
Well, that's a beautiful thing about boxing. We never know. You know, it's always that unknown that makes us more interested in the sport.
When I talk Polynesian pressure, I'm talking perhaps about the being gashed.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Never make them angry. Lovely combination from Pete Graham for the New South Wales title.
Good fight, both boys. I can see George in the corner now. He's breathing heavily. Peter's been here before. I mean, you know, sometimes though you got to wonder. There's another danger of being fit, and do you overtrain? You know what I mean? Has Peter overtrained?
Would you call Pete Graham a natural heavy?
For sure. He's a big man. He's not a light heavy. He's heavy. He's a heavy man. I think he's up in there 115 kilos. At one stage he was. He's a big man.
Gee whiz, I reckon tonight if he's over 100, 304, but still a very big man. He's trained up.
Yeah, he is. We can see George here in the corner breathing heavily. You know, but he's, like I said before, he's got his eye on George. He's, in my opinion, he's the more skillful.
I gave Poulivaati the first. I've given Graham the second. Just.
It was very close. I believe by about if we're still here, both fighters are still here, the 5th, Peter will start winning by his fitness.
Round 3, Poulivaati. Head down, old school jab, pang, pang, putting it out in front.
Peter has a lot to learn in boxing, how to transfer his weight in punches.
Nice left hook from Pete Graham that scored. Poulivaati comes back and sits the head up, sits the chin up with an uppercut.
Gorgeous George.
Right hand that sails over the top. Graham was ready for it. 3 and 4 scoring punches there from Pete Graham. They're scoring punches. They're not what you'd call world stoppers, but they're precision punches. They're scoring punches, and he's putting them in the bank. Pete Graham.
And so is George. You know, George is landing the cleaner, heavier shots.
They're big shots,
They're big
no
shots,
doubt. They're big shots. Then you go back, the old age argument. What style are you judging? What are you judging at ringside, and how the judges often see it is not the same as you and I.
You know, just talking on that subject there, Mark, I believe it is crucial for a fighter to have power. A lot of fighters these days neglect power, and they just want speed, and they just want ring generalship. I believe you've got to inflict pain as well. You know, I always think I would never box if I didn't think I could knock the guy out. And here comes Peter Graham.
Peter Graham led with the right hand, and he's not letting Poulivaati off. Another right hand for Poulivaati. A left hook, a right hand, and a left hook for Pete Graham. Poulivaati hanging on. He's going to be in trouble. He can smell blood in the water.
Here comes Peter Graham. George needs to hold now. He needs to hold, but he's not that experienced.
A nice right hand that caught him on the jawbone. A right hand again as Pete Graham unloads.
Look at Peter Graham. This is the Peter I know. He always comes to fight. He's not the prettiest puncher, but he keeps punching.
Poulivaati refuses to surrender. But now, our referee and third man puts... Has he stopped the fight?
He stopped the fight. He had him up there. He stopped the fight.
Well, I'm not quite sure whether I would have stopped it that quickly without an 8 count. But at 2:12 of round number 3, gee, that got stopped quickly.
It did. I don't think it stopped. There's something going on here. It's still going. It's still going.
I thought so. Well, you told me they'd stopped it.
I thought they'd stopped it. I saw his corner waving the...
Let me have a look at this. Let me have a look at this and try and... Because he's not in the neutral corner. And...
Alex too, he's having a word with the... You don't need to stop this fight. Everyone's getting warmed up. The crowd's getting warmed up. Peter's getting warmed up.
It's the end of the round. It's the end of the round, and they've missed the bell. So a little bit of confusion at the end of round 3. We're back on track, but the bell, which was not heard, could not have come quick enough for Poulivaati.
You're exactly right. But we're in for a big round 4. We're in for a big round 4, Mark.
Can you give a 10-8 without a knockdown?
I think we've got it. That's exactly what I was saying before. I think I picked about 5 or 6. Peter's fitness will start overtaking the fight. As it happened in round 3. You know, he got George with a couple of shots, and you know, George is not that experienced to know to hold on or to dance away. He's a fighter. He wants to stand there and fight. You know, the fitness of Peter. He'll just keep going, this man. All right, full credit to George. He's still there.
Big time.
Let's get behind him.
To stand there.
Make some noise.
Nice right hands.
Took 3 or 4 unanswered. Here we go, round 4 for the New South Wales title. We went too early, and that can happen.
Peter's going to start exactly like he finished that last round. And George is going to throw some bombs here too.
So George is not going to die wondering. Pete Graham. 1-2, and then the left hook. 1-2, left hook. It's on. The short left hook's been on all night, and it's been landing. There we go again. Left hook, right hand from Pete Graham. Poulivaati needs to pull out the bowler or catch him with some Polynesian power.
He's trying to. He's looking for everything here. Like we said, we knew this was going to be a good fight. Here we are.
1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4 from Graham. But again, Poulivaati marches forward, and the left hand goes over the top. A left hook from Poulivaati that doesn't find its mark. A left hook that does from Pete Graham.
Does from Pete Graham. Tough people, the Tongan people, Mike, as you know. Look at George. He's going for it too, but I do think it's the fitness of Peter that is going to make him, especially if not this round, the next round, make him take it up to another level where I think George will be left wanting.
He wants to keep the left hand high because there is power in the right hand of Poulivaati wherever he stands.
He does. He needs to keep George up, but he needs to be so careful.
So Poulivaati now backed up, and is he foxing? Is he letting himself be there? Is he resting, or is he trying to fox and load up the right hand? Right now he's under pressure, but there it is, the right hand.
Dang, there it is, that's that sneaky one. But, you know, he's on his last legs. If he does land off a big punch, it's going to give him more inspiration to push forward. But otherwise, Peter's just going to stay on him, stay on him, stay on him, because that's just what Peter Graham does.
Carly Mee and Mark Warren in commentary from the Croatian club in Sydney's southwest as the New South Wales heavyweight title goes on the line. Pat O'Connor is the man in charge, the third man in the ring. We've got 50 seconds left of round number 4, set for 8 for the New South Wales heavyweight title. It's Pete Graham in the solid black trunks, and it is George Poulivaati in the white trunks with the black piping. 38 seconds left of round number 4. The right hand sails over the top. Left hand from Poulivaati.
Look at this, Mark. Aren't we blessed watching a good fight? Isn't this action? George, Peter, both of them giving everything they got. This is what we love to see. This is what boxing fans love to see. Evenly matched fights like this, where both fighters give it their all inside the ring. These are both good guys, good men. Peter got him to the body there too.
Left hook, right hand. A war of attrition.
And George ain't going nowhere.
The crowd is on their feet in appreciation. End of round number 4, and they again have not heard the bell.
Mark, in my opinion, this is why boxing will never die. MMA is growing so fast, it's moving so rapidly, it's getting a lot of young people involved, but boxing always finds its way to come back, and this is what.
It'll always survive. Now that's Logan from epicenter.tv.
He's loving it.
Earl tells me he's his colour man. That's his colour man.
I know he's enjoying the fights, that's for sure.
Lovely to see.
Logan's having a moment. I'm going to tell you one thing about boxing.
By the way, that's your wife's table.
It's alright. Boxing creates moments in time.
It does.
You know what I mean? People are going to talk about, do you remember that fight, George versus Peter Graham? They're not going to say it was the skillfulest fight or whatever, but people are going to remember that. Logan's going to remember it.
Pete Graham, a 50-50 so-so boxing career, but as we talked, a 6-time world champion kickboxer. He went to Russia to do MMA. He's our most recognised multi-skilled fighter, no doubt, in the world. And now he's calling out the heavyweights here in Australia. It starts with the title if he can get it, and then he wants the Australian title. This is round 5 action. You're watching epicenter.tv. It's Mark Warren with Carly Meehan. Meehan's, he's off to London, I think, in next week for the Prize Fighter Series. We're coming to you from the Croatian club in Sydney, Punchbowl, southwest of Sydney, one of the great cities of the world, as we bring you live, uninterrupted, wherever you're watching around the world. It's George Poulivaati of Tongan descent, living here in Sydney, Australia, in against Pete Graham, and what a fight it's been here in round 5.
What a fight indeed, Mark. Pleased to be here, pleased to be here, really enjoying this fight. You know what you said about Peter Graham, 50-50 in the terms of boxing, his career so far, but in will and heart, 100%. This man doesn't take a backward step. He doesn't duck nobody, he just gives it his all. That's why people love him.
I love a good fight. I love it when it's well matched, and I am adoring this. You know, I was in the biggest hotel in the world, the Marina Bay Sands Casino and Resort. Angelo Hyder did a magnificent job with the matchmaking there. But here's Pete Graham on his own promotion, putting himself in the deep end of the pool.
Exactly. You can't ask for much more than this. It's evenly matched. And it's action. Look around, everybody's standing up.
The crowd is on its feet. And I've got to tell you, the pleasing part of that, I'm looking around. A couple of well-known boxing identities are on the feet. They are enjoying this fight.
They're loving it. They're loving it. This is worthy of a main event.
Now, why wasn't this on Big Time Boxing? I mean, this is the real stuff.
This is.
This is straight up.
This is Peter Graham This is gorgeous George Poulivaati.
I'm following your lead on the pronunciation of Poulivaati. I think you're right. So there's the right hand, left hook again. And he's found the mark every time. And there must be more power in Pete Graham's punches than perhaps I've given credit. As we close in on the final 35 seconds of round number 5. And there'll be 5 in the bank with 3 to go, set for 8.
Look at these two boys just going for it. They're both finding their shot. They're both landing. This is what people want to see. It's not one-sided by no means at all. And each fighter, the beautiful thing about it, Mark.
You've got to be careful, Pete Graham, with the right hand of Poulivaati. I think he's been very good to measure the punch of the Tongan, but he's got to be very, very mindful of the right hand. Very, very mindful.
He comes back with his own left hook. Let's go, boys. Putting on a good show.
End of round number 5. 5 down, 3 to go. Jackson Lewis, he applauds at ringside. Hey, I tell you what, I saw a magazine here earlier. Corner man, he does a wonderful job. Thomas, if you get a chance, go online. Here we go, my man. If you get a chance, go online and check it out. Corner Man, and the website is Cornerman, I would think, cornerman.com. Check out a great magazine featuring Billy Deb and Daniel Giel on the cover. Amateur boxing, pro boxing, kickboxing, MMA, it's Cornerman.
Good magazine, good magazine. It's with a young Olympian, Joe Apatai on the back.
Joe Apatai, can you believe that this 16-year-old is getting to get into the ring with some of the great superstars of amateur boxing? I'm talking about the Cubans and the like. 16.
He's also a 4th generation
Round
boxer.
6.
Amazing.
His father, Tapu Apatai, was a fighter, and his father, Billy Apatai, was a fighter.
Taps.
Everyone knows him as Taps.
Taps fought Solomon Hamona.
He did. And he had quite a good amateur career too himself, Taps. Represented Australia at the Oceania Games.
In Australia, we'd say when Taps says it's Tuesday, it's Tuesday. All right, 5 down.
Back to action.
Back to the action at centre ring. And now Pete's on the toes a little in round number 6.
He's feeling confident now, Pete. Full credit to George. He's not taking a backward step either. You know, I thought he would have got a lot more tired, but hey, he's taking a lot of shots. He's obviously tired, but look at him. He's got will.
Right hand, a lovely right hand, and with speed comes power. And when we thought that he wasn't hurting gorgeous George, whack, Graham caught him. And I wonder if he's going to catch him in the closing rounds.
He throws a lot of punches, Pete. Like I said before, and this is with full respect to him, he doesn't punch as well as he kicks. He doesn't put, in my opinion, his weight behind his punches. If he knew how to do that, I think he would have had George out of there. But I mean, no one can kick as good as this man. You know? Good credit to George. He's coming, he's throwing bombs too. And Peter's taking some shots.
Round 5 action.
Like a miniature George Foreman here with a crossover defense.
I got it 49-46 after 5 in favour of Pete Graham.
I'm pretty close to you, but I'll put my neck out and say the pronunciation would be Poulivaati.
Let's not change now. In round 6, it's Poulivaati.
Okay, let's go.
We approach the 1 minute mark. Short right hand from Pete Graham, and again Poulivaati marches forward, tucks the chin down, like you said, Fraser style.
Looking through the eyebrows. Both fighters are digging, Mark. Both fighters are digging. No one's having an easy time in here. You know, that's why we love
Joe Fraser, a grunting, snorting, weaving, bobbing. To say that Joe Fraser had a good left hook is akin to saying Marilyn Monroe was a good sort.
I agree with you.
Johnny Lewis gave me that one.
Nice.
The best left hook in the business.
That's for sure. One of my favourite fighters. Joe Lewis, Thomas Hearns.
I understand. Big right hand. Caught Pete. Maybe caught a little bit of glove. And he can thank goodness for that. Be careful of the right hand, Peter. Left hand from George that catches the back of the head. There's the left hook that he continues throughout this. It's been the trademark punch.
George is surprising a lot of people here too. His fitness, he's holding up okay. And he's throwing good punches.
Bringing on the pressure in round 6. The pressure, you can support an argument and give George Poulivaati the 6th round.
You can. You could also support an argument and say that he's looking fitter right now than Peter Graham. Has Peter Graham overtrained?
It's just how you score it. I am so impressed with, like you said, the fight that this man, George Poulivaati, has brought. But again, I'm impressed with the fitness factor and the focus that Graham has been able to stick to his plan under enormous pressure.
A lot of pressure. He wore some heavy shots too. You know? I think the main thing is everybody is enjoying this fight. You know, no doubt those two guys, yeah, they're feeling it. We can see them sucking the wind in there in between rounds. But full credit to them, good on them. There's George here.
Well,
good on you, George.
2 to go. I think George needs a knockout. Although, I tell you, the crowd are coming for gorgeous George. I've got Pete Graham in front 59-55. But I could easily see another judge seeing it opposite to me.
Well, hey, you've called it pretty close to what you've called. I agree with you. Now, unbiased terms, this doesn't matter.
George, the pressure fighter. Pete Graham is throwing the volume of punches. But George keeps walking forward. Poulivaati for the New South Wales Heavyweight Championship from the Croatian club. Wherever you're watching around the world, this is Epicenter.tv. It's Mark Warren in commentary with Carly Meanhands, the best heavyweight Australia has produced, as George tucks his head down beneath that left hand and comes forward.
George is putting a bit of pressure, he's cruising, but I guarantee you he'll have 1 or 2 big massive haymakers in this round. He's cruising a bit now, he's looking, he's trying to, and then bang, that'll be what he's trying to aim up at.
But 3 or 4 scoring punches. Now you can say, yeah, but Mark, George is walking forward. I can say, but me, my man just put 4 scoring punches together.
You're right, but you did. Peter won't stop punching, but I think George is going to look for a big hellacious shot. Mark my word.
George is a ball. There's the first of them.
He'll throw one more soon.
Doesn't Carly read a fight? Bingo. Big George. Gorgeous George. Doubles up the jab.
Good learning curve for all the amateurs watching. You know, the young fighters. It's just because the opponent takes it easy, goes slow for a few seconds, you don't follow him. Give him a chance, he'll knock your head off.
Expert comments from Carly Meehan. Mark Warren in commentary from the Croatian club in Sydney Southwest. You're watching Epicenter.tv wherever you are around the world.
George will try calling him here near the end of the round. He'll throw another big bomb. You watch this. He'll just keep throwing.
Round 7 action, and Pete Graham's on the feet.
He's on the toes boxing, Pete.
And he's happy to build the points. And why not? Scoring punches. Pete Graham looking good now.
He's looking good.
In round 7. Set for 8.
Pete got tagged a few times. This is a good fight, man. Look at these two. They're almost out on their feet, but they've got enough to keep pushing, keep driving. And the crowd loves it. I'm waiting to see one of those big hellacious shots again in the last 10 seconds from George. It should come right about now.
There it was. It went sailing north. Thank goodness. Oh, another straight right hand, and usually the left hook comes right on the bell. 7 down. That one goes to Pete Graham.
Aren't the crowd loving this fight?
Do they what? In a way, I hope that the cards are closer than what I've got it. I really do, because it has been a great fight.
It's one of them other fights. You hear it a lot on people talk about, but no man deserves to lose this one. This is exactly one of them. Then when you get 2 opponents digging, and not giving up, you know.
For mine, it's 69-64, heading into round 8. And there's one of our lovely girls from the team at Epicenter.tv.
So you got that 5 rounds to Peter, 2 rounds to
no
George.
expense to bring you the best ring card girls in Australian boxing.
Well, we can't have house
Ladies
horses.
and gentlemen, this is the penultimate round of the
Final
war.
round.
Carly
make
Meehan
some noise.
1 round to go. They both touch gloves. Total respect. Here we go. Buckle up. What's George got left in the tank? Heart rate 220.
I think George is going to throw the kitchen sink at him.
Carly Meehan loves this stuff.
It's the best. It's a sport of kings boxing. Look, 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 look.
Some would say thoroughbred racing, but I'm sort of with you. Pete Graham is on the toes, prepared to dance as he moves clockwise. Up there at the moment, and then puts some combinations together. His corner have obviously said, I've got your head on points here. You stay away from the right hand.
Well, you know, Pete, he knows one way. He knows just fight, punch, 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 punch. That's what he knows. And that's what's made him a great fighter, over 100 fights in all different arts. And that's what he's going to do this round. He's just going to keep fighting. That's just Pete.
2 minutes to go. Round 8 action from the Croatian club. It's the final round. It's for the New South Wales heavyweight title. It's gorgeous George Poulivaati against Sydney's Pete Graham for the New South Wales Heavyweight Championship. And it's live and exclusive coming to you wherever you are around the world on Epicenter.tv. Hello and welcome to the final round. It's the end of the show. Mark Warren, Carly Meehan, 1:37 left on the clock.
Beautiful, beautiful. You know, the funny thing is, Mark, if both of these fighters go to bed tonight, they're going to dream about each other.
Oh my goodness, the humour continues Polynesian style from Carly Meehan. 1:22 left on the clock.
Oh!
Big uppercut.
There's one of the malicious ones.
Big uppercut that rocked Pete Graham's world. And you've got to be careful because gorgeous George could stop this. That was an enormous punch.
It was. And Peter Graham just knows that same stuff. Keep coming, keep punching, keep punching.
Graham's rocked again.
Which can get him in trouble. He doesn't know how to run on his bike and cover up and survive.
George got rocked, I thought. Another right hand. 52 seconds left on the clock. And gorgeous George has told us, hey, it'll only take one.
He's told us that, and he's looking for it too. He's landed 3 big punches in this round.
40 seconds on the clock for the New South Wales heavyweight title. Poulivaati against Australia's most recognised international multi-skilled fighter, Pete Graham, the chief. And can he hang on? He's ahead on points with 27 seconds left on the clock.
He's got to hang on in, Mark. He's got to be very careful because George is coming with his bombs.
A right hand over the top, a left rip to the body. Doubles up the jab. I've got Pete Graham way ahead on points, but the judges could see it differently. Inside the final 10 seconds.
Don't you love it? Don't you love this evenly matched boxing? Look at this.
Wow, what a fight. That's the end of the fight. They continue to trade. I haven't heard the bell as yet. Pete Graham's in trouble. Eventually they stop it. I think it went 5 seconds too long.
Wow, what a fight. What action we've had here. What action we've witnessed. Most of these fights tonight were all top class fights. Evenly matched.
The crowd is on their feet. Gorgeous George goes to the canvas. Alex Dewey picks him up.
Wow.
We'll go to our ring announcer, who's a colourful type, Matt Ryan Garnsey, shortly.
This is what boxing is all about, Marcus. You know, that's why I know you love the sport so much. You've been to many world titles. You've been to Vegas how many times in fights, big fights?
Oh, 8 times. I've travelled with Sue on 8 times. I went to Armenia with Victor Tinian, the first ever professional boxing tournament to stand in front of 20,000 was amazing. And then last week, a couple of weeks ago, for Angelo and the team at the Marina Bay Sands to see the WBA featherweight of the decade.
Ladies and
Chris
gentlemen,
John.
you're on your
Amazing.
feet for
Let's go
reason.
center ring.
What a
Let's go center ring.
fight!
There's Adam Watt.
I know he enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it. He loves a war. It's another man, and Tuesday's Tuesday. I can tell you a story about Adam Watt. I can tell you many stories.
Many stories about Adam Watt.
Gee, he can fight.
He can. Beautiful right hand.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Let's hear the cards.
Once again, we go to the judges.
I think
And
Peter
in
Hickson
an unanimous decision, the red corner, Peter the Cheese Graham.
Well, we didn't hear the scores, which is quite odd from the ring announcer.
Yeah.
We'll have to live with that. I'd love to hear what the scores were. Pete Graham is the
New
new
South Wales heavyweight champion.
I'd love to, this inexperienced ring announcer really needs to read out the scores. Maybe we can get word to him because the fans would need to know. In fact, I'm going to leave it with you, Carly, and try and get hold of the cards.
Yeah, off you go, Mark, trying to get the cards, but we all saw what a beautiful fight that was. Hats off to Peter Graham, hats off to George. He came to fight. We all witnessed that as
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a few words now
right
with
now.
Peter. Just claimed the New South Wales Heavyweight Championship in what was a fantastic fight with gorgeous George Poulivaati. Peter, congratulations on the fight. Now the New South Wales Boxing Heavyweight Champion.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for each and every one of you coming. This took an epic
God bless you, Pete.
amount of effort. I put this show together myself, the whole thing, so thank you so much for coming and supporting me.
Yeah, well, I'm back now.
one's a national
Sometimes
title,
you've got to
guys.
do some footwork.
Hey.
Get the
Thank you
hands
very
dirty
much,
because I'm not going to let
everyone who
gorgeous
helped
George
Thank you.
be
I'm
involved in a
gonna
war
take
like that without reading the cards.
Every single one of you.
Good on
And
you.
I'm not having a go at the ring
Boxing
announcer
world.
either. He's obviously
All the guys who helped
doing
out
his
the
best,
gloves,
but
the
it's a...
referees, judges. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go, Stan. Larry, wherever you are, Alex too, of course. My sparring partners, Peachy. Hey, just thanks everybody. It was a freaking hard day at the office.
Peter, also, gorgeous George has left the ring, but he did not stop coming. You hit him flush with Fairningham, must have been a million punches, and he kept coming and kept coming. What a worthy champion he was.
George, I know you're probably out the back by now. Oh my God, he was definitely a champion. None of these chumps first champs. That guy was a champ. That was really hard work. I'm a champion kickboxer. He's an awesome boxer. I hit him as hard as I can. I think it may have even broken my right hand on his head. My God, George, you are gorgeous, mate.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your New South Wales Heavyweight State Champion, Peter the Cheese Graham.
On the Australian landscape.
Promoting his own show.
Mate, Ryan Waters has done well at it. We'll see how Pete goes. Mate, he's built for Fox. And by the way,
Yeah,
so's George.
exactly.
Got to
Exactly.
see him.
They are TV-friendly fighters.
I'd like to have I'd like to say this respectfully. I'd like to train him. I'd like to train him.
Who's that, George?
Yeah, I reckon he could eat. Can I say it
Right.
politely, respectfully? They say
Well,
that,
if you don't eat, you don't live, you know?
yeah, no. I think I heard Inga Tuagamala, one of the great All Blacks, said nothing inspires a Polynesian like a big family KFC. There's some of the great people here at ringside. It's been a wonderful night so far as heavyweight action, kickboxing action.
Hey, talking of eating, when are you coming back to my place for another feed?
Hey, and some taro.
Some taro, yeah.
I'd love to do that with Lewis and Wilson. I believe you've got a place here in Sydney as well as the coast now, so we'll talk about that later. But on behalf of the entire Epicenter.tv crew, on behalf of Adam Watt, Earl and the entire team, on behalf of Carly Meehan, Willis Meehan, Jackson Lewis, Adam Watt the Chief, I am Mark Warren from the Croatian Club. What a wonderful night. God bless and bye for now.
God bless him. Good night. Thank you, everybody.